Hello people of the world, and welcome to today's episode of Coffee Chats with Jax. This is going to be my third video in the series of Be Free for the Discussion Questions. The chapter that we're going to be talking about today is called Little Sister. Have you ever felt like you've been stuck in somebody's shadow? Or have you ever felt like you needed the acceptance and the approval of one other person to feel like you were okay and you were good enough? Because for me, that has been a theme and a pattern throughout my life. I've always kind of felt like I've just been destined to be the sidekick or the popular girl's best friend and that kind of thing. And I talk about that a lot in my book, Be Free. But out of all the little mini relationships and mini people that I wanted acceptance from and people that I felt like I was in a shadow of, I think that the most consistent one from when I was little was my big sister. I don't think it was ever something to the point where I wanted to be better than her or more exciting than her or cooler than her. It was more of the point that I wanted us to be like best friends, and I wanted us to be on the same page, and I wanted her to think that what I was doing was exciting and cool and up to par. And so it's kind of like she was my standard for what good enough was. I wanted to be as good as softball as her. I wanted to be as popular as her, as funny as her, as pretty as her. She was my standard all growing up. And so what I ended up doing, I think, along in the process is losing who I was. I think that I started to change different things about myself to fit into a mold that I thought was what she would find worthy and acceptable. Just as any sibling relationships go, we were different. We were very similar, but we were very different. We had different personalities, we had different passions, and also she was on her own journey growing up as well, figuring out what she wanted in life and who she was, and I was doing that too. But from my perspective, my big sister was who I thought I wanted and needed to be. That's nothing that she did wrong. That's just kind of the situation. That's just what happened. And it makes sense because she's incredible. I don't blame my little young Jackie self for wanting to be like her. But I feel bad and sad for my young Jackie self because I don't think anybody should feel like they need to be somebody else. And this might sound cliche, but it's just the reality of what I was going through. I was losing who I was because I was trying to fit into her lane. It's insane, but I moved to Los Angeles at 19 because I wanted to be a dolphin trainer. When I moved there, I knew I was going to be living with my sister for a little while, and the really sad and sometimes embarrassing thing for me to share is I felt like that was my chance to get her approval. And I had this idea in my head of our relationship when really at the time, with where she was and with where I was, we didn't really even know each other that well. I wasn't emotionally aware at all. And we, our conversations, it was kind of this thing I created in my head that wasn't really real to how a relationship was yet. Because honestly, we just hadn't done the work yet of what it takes to be in close relationship with your sibling or with anybody. But it's interesting because with family, we just have this assumption that we know of each other, and we have this assumption that everything is there and that it's easy, but it's not. Sometimes I think with family it's harder because of the fact that we assume we know, and we assume it's we're best friends. But that's not true. It actually takes work to get to know who someone is outside of the lens of my sister, outside of the lens of who I knew her to be in 7th grade or in 8th grade. And now I really am excited because I feel like we're doing that work and we're doing that now. And now it's I'm in my own lane doing what I'm doing and she's in her own lane doing what she's doing. And it's healthy, because I'm bringing my actual self to the table for a relationship. I'm not bringing a version of me that's molded into what I think someone else wants. And I've noticed that pattern with myself so much more than just with my big sister, relationships with guys, friendships, it's a thing that I'm aware of now. And it's a thing that can really rob somebody of themselves. What are your dreams? What are your passions? If no one else had any say, if it didn't matter what anybody thought, what would you do with your life? Where would you live? What would you do your hair like? What would you dress like? And for some people, this isn't a problem. For other people like me, it is. I didn't think I was good enough, so I went to my sister for approval. I went to my sister for what I thought good enough was supposed to look like. But the truth is, all that did was rob me of so much. And I'm not mad at myself. I was for a while. I was really mad at myself. And now I'm just moving in this place of really understanding why I did that. And I get it. If you out there are in a place of feeling like you need someone else's approval or feeling like you're stuck in someone's shadow and you need someone to be okay with you for you to be okay. Like, I get it. It's hard. That makes so much sense and that's so valid. But what you need to know is that you are enough. No one person creates a standard for the rest of us. We are all in our own lanes trying to figure it out. We are all trying to figure out what makes us us. Like, what makes you you? What do I want? What do you want? Like, we're all trying to figure it out. No one has all the answers. No one is setting the tone. And anyone who pretends to or anyone who seems to, I don't buy it. We're not better than one another. We're all playing the same game and no one's really setting the standard or the rules. As often as I say this, we're in it together. But we need to learn how to kind of stay in our own lanes and be who we were meant to be, who we are created to be, and know that who you are is so much more than a mirror of somebody else. And sometimes it seems easy to just try and be like someone else because sometimes it's like, in a sense, it seems manageable. This might sound weird to say, but that seems like, okay, I have a map, I have a roadmap, I have someone who's going ahead of me and doing it for me. But like when the truth is, like being who you are, no one's done it before. You're the one figuring out what makes you you. That's kind of scary because it's very unknown. And it's very unpredictable, but when you're trying to mold yourself onto someone else's footsteps, it's like they're leading the way, and sometimes that feels easier, but that's actually the scariest place you can be because you're losing so much more by choosing that route. Not to say we can't learn from each other, not to say we can't have role models and stuff like that, but we can't lose ourselves in the process. If you would like to purchase my book, Be Free, and the discussion questions that these videos are going through, then let me know. Like, send me an email at JackieGTV7@gmail.com, and I would love to get you a copy of the book and the discussion questions. I'm going to be finishing out this book series within the next couple months, so if you're enjoying it, then like, stay tuned. If you would like to see the first 2 videos of this series, I'll put the links in the description box below. Thank you for watching. I love you and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye. Hey guys, if you would like a copy of my book, Be Free, then either email me or check out the link in the description box below. Or if you would like to join my Patreon page, which is just a place where you can support me as an independent writer and speaker for as little as $1 a month. That is what gives me the opportunity and the ability to do what I do every day and to make these books and these videos and all these things. So if you would like to be a part of that movement and that mission of mine, then please just check out the links in the description box below. Patreon.com/JackieGTV or my book, Be Free. Description box below. I love you guys and I'll see you next time.